What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to the Totalsport YouTube video. And it's happy birthday, boys. There's congratulations in order because 1 year ago today was the formation of Winning Mentality YouTube channel or Totalsport. And we've got three stalwarts on here joining me today. We've got the main man, been here from the start, Mr. Karim. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright. I'm just distracted by the fact you look like you work in a call centre, but we're all good.
Right.
What's this, bro?
I'm a gamer, boys. I'm a gamer.
Oh dear.
I'm not.
You've got a literal full Connor Dunford.
We've got Big JT, Jacob Tanswell, who's been in since the second video as well. How are you, mate? You good?
I'm doing well. I've just looked at myself on this call, and the hair's not looking very good. It's looking even worse than I thought. So
it's looking beautiful. I'm not having that.
It's all about the headband.
Yeah, and we've got a man who's had two perspectives. He's had the outside perspective, and now he is an inside job man. It's Mr. Reece Williams. How are you, mate?
Someone with probably worse hair than Jacob. Yeah, I'm good. I'm the newbie.
Yeah, well, semi-newbie. You've been in it for a little while now. I mean, touch and goes. It's like December time, you know, in and around.
I worked with you guys when you were like Winning Mentality, so
yeah, we did a collab, didn't we?
We did a pod. I remember we did a pod.
Cheeky little one.
That was decent. That was the first. I think that was like the second pod I never guested on. I don't guest. I just host. All right. No one wants me. So we're here to celebrate our first birthday, boys. Anniversary of the first video going up. Basically, how quick has that time gone? It's unbelievable. We'll start off with you, Hass. I mean, we'll have a chat about video numero uno. And I remember no, we'll start with JT. Sorry to pile you off there, Hass. I remember JT messaging me on the first video saying you remind me of a young Mark Goldbridge. So JT,
hell of a comparison. Jesus.
How do you feel that was it, bro? What was going on through your head?
Mark Goldbridge.
Yeah,
you don't agree?
I don't.
He's to be honest, Chris, he's the only YouTuber I actually know, so that's the only I can compare him to.
And should we just check out my trim on the first, which we'll all go onto the first video. I'll put a screenshot.
God.
Have a look at my the first. So you'll have to scroll down because we've done 202 videos now. You have to scroll
churning it out.
To the first video, the first one, and have a look at what was going on.
This is Winning Mentality.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the Winning Mentality YouTube channel.
That looks like a man who is just about to go into a lockdown.
Oh, he didn't.
We already were, kind of, I think.
No, not in February. We weren't, lad.
It was
no.
Middle of March, wasn't it?
Oh no, yeah, it's just kicking off.
Boys, can I just say I have aged like a lot. I look like a sweet, innocent young fellow there, and I look like I've gone through the wars here.
You look like a grizzled veteran.
You look like a man who's gone through 2 or 3 lockdowns. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like 2 or 3 divorces.
Oh, ouch.
It's not far off. But yeah, Hass, what were your first early memories of the channel, and what, especially during the lockdown period? I mean, me and you grinded, didn't we?
We just dragged out every little bit of content idea we could, whether it was tier lists, whether it was interviews, whether it was anything like that. We just grinded every single day. Yeah. Me sitting on my bed and recording with that hideous wallpaper I have in my bedroom.
Has, yeah. Do yourself a favour, change your wallpaper.
I do need to change it. It needs to go, I know.
And who can remember Jacob, Saving Saints, mate? I think that's goated.
I think it's got to come back. I was absolutely hooked. The bell notification was on. As soon as I saw Saving Saints episode 400 or whatever it was, I was on it.
It felt like it. It was uploaded daily for ages, but there was only like 25 episodes, I think. It doesn't feel like it though.
Why don't we do an FM series, guys? Why don't we do an FM series? A Totalsport FM series. Who gets relegated first or something like that?
Do you know what Saving Saints is?
I am aware of what the premise of the series. I'm just not too involved in the saving of the saints.
Oh my god, mate! It was.
He did save the Saints. To be
He did
fair,
more
he
than
did.
save the
Save.
Saints.
Let me see if I can wait there. I'll see if I can find the wig.
Oh God, no, not the wig.
I regret to inform you that I cannot find the wig. But that we'll put some screenshots, Reece, and you'll definitely love it. When you come.
You almost went full Logan Paul there. I've made a severe and continuous mistake.
I made a severe. But yeah, that was elite, and then obviously we moved on. We evolved basically. We started doing retrospective.
We did.
That was the start of the change. It was still winning mentality at the time, but that was the start. We had that idea. Do you remember? And then we got a couple of cool guests on. Who's been your favourite? Who were your, like, if we have to rank it, top?
Oh, that's hard, man. That's actually hard.
Top 5 favourite guests on Retrospective.
I mean, Derek Ray's number one. I don't care what anybody tells me. Derek Ray's number one.
In a lot of ways, bro, because he's number one.
He's
on the
just
list as well.
he's incredible. He's just absolutely incredible. You know, obviously David Garrido comes in at number 2. You know, he was the first one to give us the time of day in that sense.
Oh mate, and to be fair, there's a little bit at the start of the David Garrido video where my mum comes in.
Yeah, I remember.
That's just hilarious. I'll leave it on the top, but there's me, and like my mum comes in, I mute my mic and I go. And it's hilarious. Who else?
Ramon Vega for out of context reasons,
Oh.
which we cannot disclose unfortunately, but it was very funny.
We can disclose.
We can't disclose. Okay, so basically, I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Jacob probably is. We were shooting that over, I don't know how long, 3 days in total, because in the middle of the first attempt, Ramon just disappeared. Like, someone came into the room, he just slammed the lid down on his computer.
Shall I do a live, like, action? Like,
Yeah, do an interpretation.
So, he's just talking like this, right? Ramon Vega, talking about football finance, all that stuff, and then he goes...
And then just shut the thing down. Like, and we didn't hear off him for like 2 or 3 days after that.
We didn't
at all
for ages, and we were like, did we offend him?
What happened? And then he just came back and carried on. I think that nothing had ever happened, and that was actually a really good episode. Like, he's such an informative dude to listen to.
Yeah, like genuinely. Who else? Other two.
Greg Tansey's one was really good. Is that counts in that bracket?
That
I thought it was counted in there because it was just the amount of interviews we've done is ludicrous, and I just counted them all into that bracket. But no, his was a good one. I'm just throw it in there because I can. And Steve McMahon's as well. Loved it. Absolutely loved that.
Love Steve McMahon. He was really kind as well because my connection just died midway through.
Yeah, it took us a good little bit, and he was patient as anything. Put up with us. So
fair play. I'm gonna propose an alternative. And
John Gooden actually forgot John Gooden as well. Loved him.
Also good. But yeah, to be fair, I know JT. Do you watch any of the retrospectives?
I was going to say John Gooden is my favourite. I thought it was really good to get him on.
He's
One
such
of the
a great guy.
Mm.
Yeah, he's so good. We need to get him back if we can. Come back, John, please.
We'll do series 2. Don't worry. And then we'll talk about on the canvas. I mean, we're just leaving Reece out here, poor bloke. But he'll be in a minute. He'll be in a minute. We'll talk about on the canvas. You two down there. Like, what a series that's been so far. I mean, you've got some amazing guests on there.
Yeah.
What's been your favourite moments out of that?
Chantal Cameron was interesting. I'd say she was interesting because she was just so straight to the point with it. Like, there was no sort of sheeping around with it. She just came out with whatever she was thinking she needed to say. Jimmy Rivera was great as well, obviously, because I've got a good connection with him. He's always been very helpful, and we waited for that interview. We waited to close, I think, near enough 1 a.m. to get that. What about you, Jacob? Go on, get your spat out.
For me, it's the one I did on my own. So Jay Harris one. It was only a week before he was scheduled to fight as well, and he was just so laid back and just really, really nice. So that was really good.
Yeah, absolute hero. So then we'll talk about the Reformation, shall we say? Totalsport comes.
The rebirth.
We see the main men and women, Mariam Naz and Connor Dunford, even though he didn't get involved for ages. The little
Finally he is.
He's finally involved now on the Footy Rag show, so go watch that. But yeah, we'll talk about the Reformation. We'll talk about why that actually happened. So this is pretty informative Total Sport trivia here. So basically, I had a phone call for about an hour with a guy called Neil Smythe, who is #United, like producer, media director. Really, really, really nice fella, actually. And he gave me an hour of his time, and he's a very, very busy bloke. Just saying, right, you need to change X, Y, Z. Thumbnail sort out, name is not right. And there's just like, and he gave me all of these tips, and that's shown in how like we've grown to over 1.17 nearly K subscribers now, from when we were at 250 at the time.
Well, just look at the thumbnails to show you that much how much growth there is. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, we'll talk to Reece now. In terms of thumbnails, right? You can just go on the channel right now, okay? If you can find like your favorite thumbnail, and I want to see if it was made by Hass or me.
That's interesting, actually. Yeah, let's go with that.
What about me?
You go. You do it as well. But pick your favorite one out.
Let me do some scrolling because I think I have an early winner. I really think I have an early winner.
We can.
It's gotta be Who Dares Wins in episode 1.
No, we ain't having that. We ain't having that.
Don't for the H, man.
Just because of how squished it doesn't fill the screen. It's squished in with black bars. It's like
it's so shit. It's good.
Yeah, it's like
it's so shit. It's
killing.
good.
It's like it's that bad. It's great.
And by the way, I remember because it's the first thumbnail.
I was so gassed with that thumbnail.
I had to take a photo like that, and then Has just put my head, and it's like far too big for the body. I know I've got a big head. I know I've got a big head, all right, but it's
a piece of gold. It's a piece of gold. I had no idea how to do anything on Photoshop at that point, like period. So it's kind of mad to think in the space of that 1 year how much we've both grown.
In all seriousness, which is your favourite apart from that one?
Oh, can I not pick that one?
No.
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 It's so terrible.
In terms of you see the thumbnail, you want to click it, and it can't be a Dunk Hub video either.
Oh, you've stolen me thunder.
I won't digress the actual like funny nickname I gave to Reece's Dunk Hub in that first meeting.
You can.
Reece's Spunk Hub.
That sounds like a sperm donor.
That's probably what the premise of the show was. You just go around different banks, just checking out which one's the best.
Just take the samples.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I wasn't even thinking that, bro. I was thinking like you go to the isolation room, like this one's nice.
We'll let Reece think. We'll go to JT. Favourite thumbnail?
Well, aside from Mansfield's top 10s, I think it's got to be... I think it's got to be Alex Jones' My Mental Health Story. I thought that's really, really good and perfect for the the content of the video.
I would like to see it. I would
fair play.
Prefer not to speak. Yeah, to be fair, that video is class. If you want to go see Alex's chat, we're gonna have him back on the channel at some point with a video that I haven't disclosed to these guys yet, which is kind of cool. Hass, in terms of go on. Actually, no, Reece has got an idea.
Go on, Reece.
Well,
what's your favorite thumbnail?
I think because of like where when I saw the video, because I wasn't actually in with the guys at this point, and then I saw this video pop up. I was like, what? I'd watch HITC for the longest time, and I saw that you guys got the Irish guy. I was like, yeah, blah now.
To be fair.
So that kind of like stuck out to me as soon as that popped up in my sub box. I was like, that's crazy.
And that is an elite thumbnail, by the way, Hasan Karim.
I love Paul McShane. Had to be featured on that as well. Had to be.
And I would just like to say shout out to me as well in a little bit of that because I faded. I'll also put a screenshot. I'm going to do a lot of screenshotting for this video, but I faded Paul McShane into the background.
Yeah,
you can see.
I noticed that.
There he is.
It's like a little Easter egg that people just need to spot.
Yeah.
Spot the ginger.
But yeah, that was class. Hass, what's your favourite thumbnail actually?
My favourite one.
Yours or mine, or both even.
So of yours, I'd probably go with what Jacob said, the Alex Jones one. That was top. Like genuinely, that was fantastic. In terms of my own, yeah, simple but effective. It just fits perfectly. And in terms of my own, I'd probably say the initial breaking barriers one. Just because we were all scratching, like, how are we going to logo this? How are we going to put it together? So when I just threw that together, I was like, I'm actually super proud of that. It's super poignant.
Let's talk about that actually. Breaking barriers.
And themes it perfectly. Yeah, that was. I can't remember initially how that came about. As an idea.
It was Mariam.
Yeah, so we were talking about how can we get it through, but then the name of it and stuff like that. Like that's what I'm trying to just recollect in my head.
I just want to say I think I came up with it. I'm just gonna
I think
say
you
that.
did.
Yeah.
I think you did. Yeah.
Laura. I mean, I know Jacob loves Laura Wars, as do we all. She's a lovely, lovely woman. But to get her on and to get the rest of, I mean, Haas just popped on for that video. To be honest, he just wanted to see Laura Woods, so we all know it.
It was
What do
mine.
you mean? I carried the early load in that. I took the first few questions. I set the scene.
Where was my invite? Apparently, I love her so much. Why wasn't I invited to this?
we only had space for 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously she's a massive name as well, and that video is still one of our best viewed videos. I think it's 4th. I want to say no, it's.
It is, yeah. I think it is 3rd or 4th. Yeah, she was incredible. She was everything I expected her to be. Literally everything I expected it to be.
And she looked like she just took the piss as well, and that's one of the best things about people like that. And then obviously I did a bit of a stint on there, and I decided, you know what? Let Mariam do it by herself now, because you know what, she's developed enough as a host, and she's doing brilliantly. And now we've got Rihanna as well, who are doing.
Who's smashing it? Yeah, she's smashing it.
They've both done amazing. So congratulations, guys. I'd also like to say some of the guests we've had on Breaking Barriers have been amazing. Like Kate Mason, who's now shot up to 1.1 thousand views, which is amazing. Ali Bender, she's always really responsive. And
Drop me a follow on Twitter as well, so respect.
yeah, she follows us all on Twitter. Julie, who's my course leader on uni, but she's got a really, really good history. Sophie Davis as well. But yeah, that's a really, really cool segue. We'll talk about like Reece now. So we've mainly focused on football, cricket, and boxing. That's been our main real 3, or combat sport, shall we say?
Netball.
We haven't done that. Well, don't talk about netball, bro, because he'll have the man.
LOL.
Don't talk about netball. But anyway, Reece, when you came, obviously you've done basketball stuff before when you had nice long hair, which was terrible, by the way. I'm just gonna put.
Oh, the top knot. Rest in peace.
When you came on, started doing stuff about basketball, how cool was that?
I mean, just to like do videos about something I loved. It's, you know, I've kind of been doing the interview thing for a while, but I was like, if I can add that to, you know, this group of, you know, it's total sport, and I saw that, you know, there's a lot covered, but if we're trying to grow this sport that is growing at the moment, where better to do it than a growing channel? So I thought that was awesome, yeah, and then to have the first, you know, one of the first, I think the first interview was Callum Jones, wasn't it? So
Callum Jones, yeah, and he was brilliant. I remember editing that 5:30 in the morning, which was the most stupid thing I've ever done. Don't know why I did that. Then
Why were you up at 5:30 in the morning?
I think I didn't sleep, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was playing Footy Manager. That was when Footy Manager came out, so you know I had to do it. But yeah, so you've done brilliantly, Reece. You know, you got Yanni on as well. Even just loads of good stuff, and you've really, really helped the channel grow its diversity in terms of sport, and in terms of sport and growing different sports. That's a new thing that we're going to be trying to do, which I haven't actually. Well, you've seen a hula hooping video, guys. Okay, you must think.
Yeah, that was.
Chris Stonadge, you are a mental person, but we've got some more like amazing stuff coming up for you. We've got one, all right, it's in terms of like showcasing minimal sports. So we've got one coming up with burlesque chair dancer, which is cool. So I'd love to see JT have a go at that, to be honest.
I'll do it. Who is the person you're interviewing?
Yeah, she's from the Isle of Wight, actually, so not too far away from you.
If this lockdown's finished, I can go interview her, do some burlesque dancing if you want me to.
I'd love that, bro. I would pay you to do that.
Can we dress Jacob up in drag as well?
Oh, dude, stockings and all, high heels.
Please. That'd be amazing. But yeah, just to round us off, you know, it's been a lovely, nice, calm chat. We're gonna scroll through and we're gonna select our top 5 videos each. So we'll give us a little bit of thinking time. But I'm gonna go first. Okay. So at number 5, I'm gonna go with the Totalsport Big Fat Quiz of the Year.
Oh dear.
Now I know you might think I'm mental, but I spent hours editing that.
You did.
I'm talking hours on end, and that was honestly, it's one of the funniest videos I think on the channel anyway. And it's brilliant when Nimmo just says like Haas, and then Haas just goes, "All lives matter." What? It's just like, what are you on about? And then I've got a clip of Haas going, "You've got a fat head."
Of course he has.
And then we had obviously the victorious winners as well in the bottom corner there, Mr. JT. It was a cool video, wasn't it? Class video.
It was brilliant. It was great.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Laura Woods, because that was an amazing experience talking to someone of her stature in the industry. Number 3, it's gonna be a weird one actually. It's gonna be Zach Jalab. Now, that interview that we did with Zach Haas, I just think it was like, genuinely, I think in terms of the way that we did it, it's one of the best we've ever done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's such a lovely guy, but we had just such a nice chat. Number 2, Monty Panesar. Now, Jacob, we interviewed Monty Panesar, if you remember that. How could we not remember it?
We did. You were in bed, if I can remember, and I had to ring you about 5 or 6 times because Monty was literally on the line.
Yeah.
And it was like Monty Panesar, the guy you grew up watching, and then we started talking about cricket, and then we went somewhere else. I woke back up, and then that was the interview finished. I don't know where we went. It was odd, and each is an odd bloke, but he's funny.
Yeah, he was off his head. And number 1 is going to be a personal favourite of mine, just because, you know, of the time and effort I put into it as well. It's going to be The Climb, the documentary, because that genuinely took like days and days and days, and the story behind it is amazing as well. So that's going to be my top 5. We'll go to you, Haas. Your top 5 videos of the year for us.
I'm not going to do it in any particular order because it's hard to pick. It's hard to list them in that order. It's like trying to pick which your favourite child is if you were a parent. It's not fair, really, is it? So Derek Ray's obviously in there. John Gooden's in there. I'm going to put Nimmers in there as well because I actually really enjoyed that interview.
Oh, that was class, yeah.
Simply because of the subject. Yeah, he was just really good. He was absolutely fantastic to talk to. I'll throw the Big Fat Quiz of the Year in there. That's 4 now, isn't it?
Yeah, you got one
more. And other than that, outside of that, I'm going to have to throw Greg Tansey in there as well, just simply because of this, how much he sort of laid himself out. It was really open, and you don't often get that from people, so that's definitely in there for me as well.
If you haven't watched that Greg Tansey video, it's only got about 100 views, but I really recommend going and watching it. Really, really nice fella, and got an amazing story to tell. JT?
I'll actually do it in order. I was just writing. I thought I'd do a quick snapshot of my top 5. 5th, Chantal Cameron, like we said, she's really good. Straight to the point, telling me about Katie Taylor and stuff, and really nice woman as well. 4th was actually Diego Maradona. I think you did it, didn't you, Chris?
Yeah, well, yeah, we had all the different people coming in. Yeah, that was amazing, to be fair.
Yeah, I actually just learned quite a lot about it, and you being able to speak to other guys all around the world was really, really good as well. 3rd, Jay Harris, like I said, really nice guy, a week out from his fight. 2nd, John Gooden. I really watched that. I think I watched that twice, I think. It was really good.
Oh, lovely bloke.
Yeah, just to get your views up, but because I quite enjoyed it as well. Number 1 has to be Monty Panesar. I would do anything to get this guy back. He can talk about what he wants. I can just sit there and all.
Absolute hero. And finally, Reece, you've got a different perspective, but I do hope that there is a basketball one in there.
Yeah, there's a bit of bias, but I've left it at the 5th spot. Don't worry. Both, I'd say kind of both Yanni interviews, just because he was very entertaining at the least.
Definitely one to watch.
Yeah, just talking absolute nonsense about Jeremy Lynch as well was fun.
Who doesn't enjoy that?
Exactly. Then my number 4 was actually the Derek Ray interview that you guys did. I really enjoyed that, and then I was playing FIFA at the same time, and he was commentating on the game, and
that was doing bloody weird. Derek Rayception.
I was about to say the exact same thing, Hash. It was kind of total sportsception there. My 3rd one is actually the Alex Jones mental health video. That as someone that's also suffered mental health issues, it's nice to see that sort of video go up as well, and sort of have that be. To spread that message, which is massive. My 2nd one is actually the Climb documentary as well. Just because of it was really well shot. The voiceover that you did, Chris, was really good as well. So Just watching that entire thing was really good, just to try and blow smoke up your ass. Uh, and as I kind of said earlier, like the whole journey with following HITC and all that sort of stuff, my number one is the Irish guy interview, because I just thought that was fantastic. He was entertaining, and calling out Haas right from the get-go was fantastic.
Yeah, he did.
I was like, this is the biggest video in our channel's history, and you're late. You did.
Yeah, he called me out straight away. Great, fantastic.
To be fair though, it did give me like half an hour before with him, so I could talk with him about different things.
At least he was willing to sit around. That's the best part.
Yeah,
Genuinely, actually was willing to sit around. We'll get him back. We'll get him back. And I'll be on time.
We're definitely getting Alfie back.
Yeah, absolutely.
In June, which is amazing. He's a lovely, lovely guy as well, by the way. Shout out to Alfie. James will probably come back as well. I'll have to message James. And we've got loads of other good stuff coming up for you. Just before we finish, in terms of a message to all of you lot at home who watch the stuff, and even if you don't watch, even if you just click on and like and leave, thank you. It's been a great year, hasn't it? Like, I didn't have any sort of vision that it would last a year, to be honest with you. Maybe if it wasn't for COVID, that this wouldn't have happened. Because, we've got so many different people who probably wouldn't have had the time if it wasn't for COVID. And, they gave us our time, and, we are like our own personalities as well, so we can't just shine our eye from that. But yeah, just thank you so much, and I really hope that we're back here next year, whether it be the four of us or whether it'll be someone else. But yeah, anything else to say, lads?
Leave the Bruno Fernandes comments out next year.
No, we're not leaving them out.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going.
Leave them out.
What was that, Bruno?
I'm off, boys. See you later.
That's his response to it every time. At least I look like a world-class footballer.
He is a world-class footballer. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, so maintain the Bruno Fernandes comments for the next 12 months. Maintain the support on the channel. And yeah, goodbye. Have a good day.